All right, it's a hot topic, so let's talk about it. So I posted a poll that talked about how much a fighter should pay his coach, right? Coach that coaches you, trains you, manages you, corners you, does almost everything, right? Which nowadays is kind of rare because a lot of time fighters will have multiple coaches and they will have some strength and conditioning coach and someone that's doing a diet. But you know, back in the day, like your coach was your everything, right? And for a lot of my guys that I train, that's what I do. I try to give them the whole thing so they don't have to pay 1,000 different people. But let's just keep it into the parameters of your coach kind of does it all for you. And so the poll kind of breaks it down that you could pay him 5%, 10%, 20%, or nothing of your fight purse. I was really shocked at how many people picked nothing, which is crazy, 5%, or even 10%. Now, okay, so let's break this down. I mean, dealing with the whole nothing part, which is crazy. Like, so you want your coach to do all those things, you're not going to pay him anything, right? That doesn't even make sense. And you cannot equate to paying gym dues to what you pay the coach, because there's a lot of people that come to the gym that works out, that don't want to fight, don't really compete. They come to class, have fun, and go home, and they don't ask for anything extras. And that's what the gym dues go to: basic class, using a facility. Okay, it doesn't require me to coach you and come up with strategies and game plans and watch film and give up my weekends to help you go fight and corner you, and even calling people and other fight promoters using my contacts to get you fights. It doesn't require anything. So your gym dues is go to the basic, right? So now you're talking about people that's saying 5 and 10%. Now, if you are getting paid, and let's say you made it all the way to the UFC, a basic contract UFC, just in case you don't know, a basic contract, especially coming out of the Contender Series, is 10 and 10, maybe 12 and 12 if you like stepping in a late notice fight. Okay, so let's say 10 and 10, easy number, $20,000. So you want your coach who basically build you up. And I'm talking about a coach who's been with you since the beginning, and he's been everything for you. And he's the one that used his contacts to get you all those fights, to even get you in a place that you could fight for the UFC. Right? He used his contacts. He kind of made sure you got paid decently. You want this coach to only get 5%. And usually, if we're talking about like a training camp, which is like, 8 to 12 weeks, on a basic training camp. So 8 to 12 weeks of training you, and he only gets 5%. So what that means is, out of, let's say, $20,000 you fight and you actually won, he will only get paid $1,000 for 2 months worth of work. And you get paid $19,000, right? Let me break this down. Your coach, if he's a good coach, he is doing almost everything you're doing. He is sweating, he's in pain, he's breaking his body down, he's doing all the things that you're doing, plus stressing out when trying to figure out how to come up with a good game strategy. A good coach, his goal is to make it totally streamlined for you. The only thing you have to do is fucking perform. Show up to the gym and perform, right? If you have a good coach, that type of guy, he's doing almost everything you are doing, except for just not fighting on fight night. And even on fight night, he's in the back getting you warmed up. He's taking your punches and kicks and dealing with your anxieties and your nervousness, your mental state. He's doing all those things to try to make sure that you are in the best place possible so you can go out and be successful, and you only want to give him 5%. Now, I know in my career, I always paid my coaches 20% collectively, because at times I did have different coaches, right? And I had like multiple people that I was training, so I give my main head coach 10%, and my subsidies, like my boxing coach and my grappling coach, 5%. Okay, but I know coming out my check, I'm giving only 20%. And if I had a coach who did it all, and I didn't have to go down the street for this and down the street for that, then I will probably pay him 20%. Because if he put the work in and I was successful, he deserved every bit of it. And even if I wasn't successful, a lot of times I wasn't successful not because of what the coaches didn't do. It's because I just didn't show up to perform. Right? For whatever reason, I didn't go to my maximum ability. I didn't follow the game plan. I missed some steps, but it wasn't because of what the coaches did or didn't do. So when you understand, when you get into this business as a fighter and you go from being an amateur, and that's another thing, a lot of these coaches put a lot of work into you guys who, like, for the first 5 to 10 fights, you were amateur and you're not getting paid jack, and he's doing everything as if you was a pro fighter. And now that you become a pro fighter, actually making a wage, and now you're gonna balk at the fact that you're giving him 20%, or you start giving him 20%, but as your paycheck got bigger and bigger, you want to start reducing his rate, and you start to figure all the work he did years prior, like your whole fucking career. That blows my mind that there's fighters out there that think that giving your coach, who's a good coach, that puts in the work, that helps manage you, that helps promote you, that helps coach you, train you, corner you, all those things, and you balk at the idea that giving him 20% is like too much. Wow, the world we live in, the world we live in. I'm glad my fighters are not like that. You know, people that I train and coach, all the way up to my own son. In fact, my son would sometimes pay me more than what we discuss, because he knows the work that I put into him, and he wants, if you eat, we eat. If you eat, we all eat. And then he'll still kick back some of the other training partners that, like your last fight, still give them, help them out, maybe make sure they get the flights paid for if we fight in Vegas, or to give them a couple extra dollars and whatnot. It's just what you do as a fighter when you have a whole village of people trying to support you. And I get it. You want to take every dollar that you make and put it in your pocket. But when you have that type of attitude, people are going to stop wanting to fuck with you. And be like, all right, man, I'm working just as hard as he is. And I'm trying to help this guy out, and he's not kicking me nothing back. I don't know the type of people that's going to want to stay around for that. So, hey, man, I think 20% is right.